Hey, Sinrid here. So today marks 1 week until the Europa Universalis DLC Emperor comes out. And therefore I thought I would go over the 5 things that I am looking most forward to for the Emperor expansion. So keep watching and try to see if you can guess what number 1 is. Number 5. New mission trees. As always, with a new DLC comes new mission trees, and I, for one, am a huge fan of mission trees. They are really what makes a nation unique and special in this game. So what they have done here is they have added a whole bunch of mission trees. And let's have a look at one of the old ones. For example, Bavaria's here. This was even one of the more special trees. They had 4 unique missions for Bavaria. Now what they have done is this. An entirely fleshed out mission tree just for Bavaria. And this has also happened for Saxony, Burgundy, Italy, many of the Italian states. There has been so many mission trees added to really flush out Europe. And for that we land this at a solid 5th place on what I'm most excited for in this DLC. Number 4. Naval Rework. Thank God for this. I feel like this is a part of the patch that often gets overlooked, but man, let me tell you, I am overjoyed that they're changing the naval game. The naval game has been such a huge issue for this game for way long, and they're finally fixing it. And I'm so overjoyed that they're actually doing this. What I feel like is the biggest thing is this, that is simply that they're adding the ability for ships to retreat and everything doesn't just get blown up one by one. That is amazing. And just the fact that they're changing the naval system so that everything might actually work well now is amazing. That's adding an entirely new dimension to the game. And what is not great about that? Furthermore, just by making the game at sea work again, they are adding an entire 2 new ideas, or 2 new idea groups even. Such as naval ideas, which nobody took before, but now it's useful perhaps. And finally, just to add a little bit of topping, they are also adding the hegemony things, where especially the naval hegemon actually makes sense to me. It was a huge thing back in the days that the Brits ruled the wave, and that should be reflected in the game. So for all of these changes to the naval game, yeah, we are definitely putting this as a solid 4 on this list. Number 3. Defender of Faith. This might seem like a small droplet in the ocean of many religious changes that come in this DLC, but to me, it's the most important one. Currently, the Defender of Faith is boring, it's bland, it doesn't give you any incentive to actually defend the nations who follow your faith, and you might as well just gobble them all up yourself. But this all changes now, because now they have added a scaling aspect to the Defender of Faith based on how many countries are actually following your faith. So now you don't want just one big country yourself to be the only one with this faith. You want to spread it to as many as possible. Suddenly the entire game around faith is actually interesting again. And I, for one, am looking absolutely forward to this change. It's going to be such a joy to try to play games where you're actively trying to make small nations all over the world follow your fate. This by itself lands it on a solid 3rd place on this list. The Holy Roman Empire. Oh boy, am I happy that the HRE finally changes. It feels like in the current state that the HRE only matters when you are either 1 in the HRE and you're suffering from aggressive expansion, or 2, the religious warfires. Other than that, you're simply as the Emperor just clicking buttons until you finally become the grey menace that is the Holy Roman Empire. Or just get the vassal swarm. But now that kind of changes a bit, because other than just the reforms, once you get far enough in through the reforms, you get to choose whether you want to do a decentralized Holy Roman Empire or a centralized Holy Roman Empire. Now this is great, this is more options. This means that it feels better to be the Emperor. And that's all great. But what really kicks this one is the fact that we get incidents. That's the kicker for me. man, am I looking forward to incidents. The whole idea about these small flashpoints that can really ignite wars in Europe based on what happens in the incidents is great. It reminds me of Victoria 2 with the flashpoints and the crises. Absolutely fantastic. And adding this to Europa Universalis is absolutely great. I mean, I can barely find words to describe how happy I am that we get something like the crisis system now in Europa Universalis in Europe, in the HRE. And this might just be it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works. This can really go either way. It can be absolutely amazing, or it can be... but for now, at least, this is what I'm looking most forward to see in which of the sides we're going to go to. Are we going to go to the pinnacle of pinnacle and we're just going to be overjoyed that this is what we got? Or are we more just going to forget about it and go play in Asia instead? But either way, this definitely makes the list as the second for what I'm looking forward to the most. Achievements. I know. Sinred, what, are you out of your mind? You put achievements as number 1? Yes, I put achievements as number 1. I love the game, and giving me more achievements to hunt for, it's great. That's what guides my plays. I don't just go in and say, well, conquest every time. No, of course I don't. I pick nations based on what I want to do for an achievement, and then I try to complete the achievement. Most likely like most of you guys do. Thus, giving us more achievements is absolutely fantastic. That means we'll be picking more nations, trying new things. Picking Bologna and going to America to form Texas, for example, is just one of the things I'm looking forward to doing. Because that's what we can do. And we've always been able to do something like that, but now we get rewarded for doing it, and I will be doing it, definitely. Then I'll probably go for more achievements that I can get as Texas, but before there was no reason to form Texas other than great ideas. And admittedly, that is a pretty good reason, but that's not enough for me to start up an entire playthrough and go west to form Texas. But now there is. There's also new achievements such as On the Roads again, another classic pun by Paradox, and other things such as Stern des Südes and Marie of Lorraine. And yeah, sure, why not? Give us more achievements. I love achievements because I love the game, and the more achievements I have, the more I can play the game. So thank you, Paradox, for adding another bunch of ludicrous achievements for us. Thanks for watching. What are you looking forward to the most? Let me know down below, and please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And yeah, it's been fun. See you next time.